Gentlemen, it's your boy Disco, and I'm joined by the one and only Ashenone1, and we're here to talk to you guys about our Week 1 TOC Fantasy strategy. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you for joining me, Ashenone1. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. Excited to talk some talk packs.
Oh, well, I'm excited to talk some TOC packs as well. And I think first things first, let's get you to open a TOC pack right now. How many packs have you opened so far, brother?
This will be 7 or 8.
Jesus, man, that's exciting.
Now,
Okay,
there's been 2 free.
okay. So the first free one is the starter pack that everybody can claim in the description below, right?
Correct. And then I got another free at 5. And then another free one for trading in 5 OG cards.
You got how did you get OG cards?
I traded for them. That's one thing I wanted to bring up tonight is I'm looking for the packs. There they are.
Yeah, so to let's open the pack and then we'll talk about all the trades and all the cool stuff because like you fully ventured in and dove in and you are fully engulfed into this TOC stuff. All right, here we
Yes.
go. We're opening up your TOC
I
pack.
really falling for it.
Sorry?
I said I really think the concept is there for a great design for a gambling, I guess, site. And so they've really thought of it really well. Which one do you want to start out with?
Let's always go defense special teams first. Save the best for last, quarterbacks. All right, so defense special teams, you're opening up
Perfect.
Atlanta defense special teams. That's not bad. It's not bad. All right, let's go tight ends.
No.
Denver tight ends, also not bad. You got Troutman and you got my man Greg Dulcich. That's not bad at all. All right, wide receivers. Whenever you're ready.
Glad my rare is in my QB, wide receiver, running back.
There you go. Houston wide
That's my
receivers. Is that
third Houston.
that's crazy. Running backs. That's got
Still
to
not
be a
rare,
rare.
though.
Come on, Cleveland Browns. Ooh,
That means a rare
ooh,
QB.
ooh. I like your Las Vegas running back. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. Josh Jacobs. Um,
Little Zamir White. All right, let's open up the QB. That's interesting.
not what
That's
I
unique.
wanted, but I'll take it.
That's interesting. That's unique. All right. So you were mentioning earlier something about like trades. You made a trade to get a OG card and then you traded in for a free pack.
Yes. So one of the specials they mentioned last night was to get 5 OG cards. You can trade it in or exchange it for a free pack. So the way it works is for us that weren't OGs, we can trade with the OGs and really get to talk and know them. And then from there, make that exchange and get our free packs. So I've met 5 or 6 people in the Jolly Joker Sports Society that have really walked me through all of this. So if we have any questions from the audience or anything like that, I feel pretty versed to answer them.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I'm gonna have some questions for sure. Scott Reynolds tuning in said I made it in and I'm ready to take notes. I appreciate that. All right. All right. So let's talk strategy now. Let's talk about setting your lineups and how you want to set your lineups and what the goal is with each lineup in each tournament that you're competing in week one. So did you set lineups already?
No, I've waited for this stream to set my lineups.
Amazing. Kobe and the Cow Dog says, how many OG players are there?
I believe there are over 300.
Okay.
I'm not 100% positive, but if you look at the OG activity on the site, so go to lobby, etc., and you can see the 0 5 entries, but there's 513 entries.
Okay. Okay.
So if that's five, then break that down a little over that 100.
Noted. All right. So we got 5 events in front of us right now. Okay. You got your main event, you got your low ball, you got your side hustle, and you got your IOMF. So with the IOMF, tell me about it. What are you going to do with your IOMF?
So the IOMF is your tight end and your defense.
Okay.
That will be my last setup. So I'll start with the main event. That's your moneymaker. Then I'll go to the um, low ball. And then from there, I'll go to the Island of Misfits and the side hustle.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. You call
Okay.
it whatever you want to do. Just give me a sec. I think I could keep sharing your screen here and pull up your cell phone feed. Is that cool? Just give me 1 second. All right, there you are. We're good. And your
Okay,
screen's still being shared, and there's zero delay with your cell phone. So I'm glad we have that up.
perfect. So for here, we've got the main event. If you enter, there is the setup for your first, which is your QB. So I'm going to be using the Los Angeles Charger as my main QB.
Okay.
Next is your running backs. Today I traded for an Atlanta running back. They're projected at 30.9 points, which is above my San Francisco running back. And
What did you trade to get that Atlanta running back? Because that's a
so,
spectacular piece.
yes, I traded a very high QB Joker for this and 3 other really good cards.
Oh, so you're wheeling and dealing. You've been busy.
Oh yeah, I've had 4 Jokers at one point. I'm down to 2, but as you'll see, my lineup is pretty spectacular.
All right. So
So
keep going. So we got your LA Chargers running back quarterbacks. You got the Atlanta Falcons running backs against Carolina. Oh, that's a rare too.
yes, so
Okay.
that's my rare for the tournament. Because you have to have at least 1 rare per tournament for the main 2, the main event and the low ball event.
Okay.
So having a rare that's also good is very, very valuable because I'm allowed to mix and match my QBs, my tight ends, my wide receivers every week, but really have an established run game with Atlanta.
That's a good call because what you got Bijan Robinson, you got Tyler Algier, and you got
Yep.
Cordero Patterson. So whoever eats, you eat, and sometimes multiple running backs on Atlanta are on the field at the same time. So I feel like that's a very, very, very valuable card.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And then that brings us to the Cincinnati wide receivers,
Okay.
um, which I actually got from a pack myself. I was lucky enough to do it. So I'm gonna go with them for week 1 on my main event.
Okay.
Um, Jacksonville's a close number 2, and I love the setup against Indy, but I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Browns because I believe the Browns are gonna have a good game, and I think it's gonna be a shootout. So I'm gonna go with the wide receivers for Cincinnati.
Can I say I'm so impressed with how dedicated you have been to TOC and TOC Fantasy. Like, it's an absolute honor and a blessing to have you on here because you're so knowledgeable about this, and like you've only been doing it since not even a week. It's been what, 3 days?
3 days, yes.
Oh man, we're
Um,
we're so lucky to have you, buddy. All right, so tight ends. Talk to me about the tight ends.
so we were gonna go with KC,
Uh-oh.
but you know the news.
Travis Kelsey, knee is
Goes
hobbled.
down. Yep. It does not look like a long-term injury. So it's still good we have the KC card, but we might go with Mark Andrews this week. So since I have my Joker tight end, we can go with Baltimore, select Baltimore, and then finally our defense, which you can see right here. We've got a few good defenses right here, but I'm
Absolutely.
going to go with Baltimore again because I do think that even though Washington plays Arizona, and I don't believe Arizona is going to put up a lot of points, I think Baltimore's defense is going to be scoring points.
Noted, and I think CJ Stroud and that offense, they got another thing coming because Baltimore's coming in and they're hungry. And the moment Houston gets behind, they're going to start turning the ball over. And we know how Baltimore likes to take the ball away. So your starting lineup is composed of the LA Chargers quarterback, the Atlanta Falcons running backs, the Cincinnati Bengals wide receivers, the tight end group. So both Likely and Mr. Mark Andrews as your tight ends, and your defense and special teams is the Baltimore Ravens as well, and they have a terrific matchup against the Houston Texans. Now, we did kind of like skim over the whole Joker concept, all right? So let's take a step back, okay? So I'm familiar with the Joker concept but for viewers who are just tuning in, what is a Joker card and how rare is it to get a Joker?
So I found it to be about a 1 in 10 packs. I've come across 2 out of about 9 naturally, and then I've traded for 2. So I believe they're about 1 in 10 packs, maybe 2 in 7, 8 is what my average was, but I think they're more likely to be 1 in 10. Now the rarity for them still goes off of the 1 to 999, so you still have this as a pretty high Joker here. And so the great thing about a Joker is you're allowed to use 1 Joker in your lineup, and that lineup can consist of that Joker can be anywhere as long as you have that Joker. So I've got a QB Joker and a tight end Joker. So this tight end Joker then allows me to pick any lineup I want that week for any team, but I can only use 1 Joker in the lineup. So with that being said, I now can choose any one I want. Now, there is an advantage to waiting until after the Thursday's game because I can wait to see if I want to play Kansas City and then lock it in, or wait to see if I want to play Detroit and then lock it in.
Okay. So the serial number, okay? You mentioned the serial number previously. I'm looking at my Joker tight end because I got 2 Jokers in 3 packs. One was a quarterback, one was a tight end. Pretty spectacular. Yours is a 560.
Yes.
Mine is a 143. Does that make my Joker tight end better than yours, and why?
Yes, it does. Because say we both choose Baltimore this week, and we both go against each other head to head and we tie. Let's say we just picked the same lineup that week for somehow me and you did, and it came down to serial numbers. Then it goes average serial number overall. So let's say you add up my we'll do it real quick. You add up my LA Chargers here at 587, then add in 61, then 94, and then 468. If my number is lower than yours, then I would actually become first place and you would become second. So the serial numbers are very, very important when it comes to lineups that are the same, which happens in Island of Misfits and Side Hustle a lot more than it does in the main event, but it still happens.
So are you going to lock this lineup in right now live for the folks, or are you going to wait?
No, this is the lineup I'm going to use. So one thing I want to do is, just like you show the viewers exactly what you're doing when you draft. So I want everybody to see like, hey, this is exactly what I'm going with. These are the lineups that I like. I'm going to save that lineup. All of these, you can see I've got 70 gold here, but the entry costs $0. So it does not actually cost anything to enter the tournaments, just to buy the cards.
Noted.
So I submit, it costs 0 gold. It's saved. That's my first lineup.
So now
I can submit a second lineup or go on from there.
Okay, so now the cards that you used in this lineup, you cannot use in a different lineup this week, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So just like my Joker tight end, I can't go and then use it in Island of Misfits.
Okay, we're starting to get it. We're starting to understand. All right, so we got your main event set up. All right, let's look at what did you want to do next?
Let's go low ball next. Let's go low ball next.
Sounds good.
Okay, so with low ball, you want the exact opposite of the main event. You want the lowest scoring you could possibly have. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom here, you can see down here at 15 points, we'll go ahead and add it in as Houston's QB. So he's got a tough lineup for his first game ever. CJ Stroud's coming out against the Baltimore. He is not looking to have a great game just because of their situation with wide receivers isn't great. You've got a good tight end in Schultz, but you're really looking to have a hard passing game against a really tough defense to come in. So they're putting him at 15 points projected, which I agree with.
Okay. So you
next,
also have to have a rare card in the low ball tournament, correct?
correct. So
Okay.
with the low ball tournament, one of your cards have to be rare. But again, it doesn't matter which one, and you're allowed to use one Joker if you can. So of course we're not going to go with the Joker. We already have a CJ Stroud card, so we're pretty happy with that.
Okay, amazing. All right.
So next we're going to go ahead and add in the one with the lower serial number here, which the Houston running backs you can see is right at the
Now you think Damian Pierce is going to struggle this week?
I don't think Damian Pierce is. I think the offense is, and therefore he's going to see less opportunity at the goal line.
Fair enough.
Because he's a 3-down back.
Fair enough.
I think his upside potential is low, but also his projection is the lowest by quite a few points. So if I click this back and I look at 19 being the next one coming across, which is the Arizona running back, I think that Connor is going to score above 15 points by himself. I really do. I think 14 is a low projection for Connor. Next is my New York Giants at 13.
That's a good one.
I don't think Barkley's only scored 13 points.
Okay.
So going with the lowest, or that's their average, I'm sorry, going off the 21 points. So again, I'm going off of the lowest projected and the lowest serial number that I can possibly combine.
Okay. You thought this through, buddy.
Oh yeah, I came today prepared.
I love it. All right, talk to me about your wide receiver position right now. Who is
think
the
I'd
worst?
go with Houston? Oh, go ahead.
No, I want to know who's your worst of the worst, because like it actually pays off to be bad.
Oh yeah, you would think it'd be Houston because we've got Houston QB. We're going Houston running back. You're thinking, oh, he's got Houston rare wide receiver, but we're actually going to come down here and select the Indianapolis Colts because while Anthony Richardson's going to do pretty well this week with his running, Michael Pittman down and Alec Pierce are not looking to score above, did he say 28 points? And again, I kind of agree with that. I think Michael Pittman can come away with 13, 14 points. I think even if you add in a spike week there of another 14 points, you're really going to come up around 28, 29 points.
Okay. So that's the low ball receiving core number one.
Correct.
Okay.
So then you go to tight end, and tight end's where I struggle because I've got some pretty good tight ends here. And Carolina tight end's the lowest, and it's number 9. But then you see Detroit's got a pretty good matchup against KC, and they're also looking to not do that great. But then you've got Las Vegas going against Tennessee, or not Tennessee. Denver going against Las Vegas, and that's going to be a good matchup. So I'm pretty stuck here. FF Nonsense, go blue, yeah.
I love it. What's up, FF Nonsense? Good to see you, brother. Okay, so who are you going to go with at the tight end position? Talk to me.
I think I'm going to go with the lowest serial number I can possibly get, just in case it ends up being right and there's a tie. Okay. I've got a high wide receiver with Indy, so I want to go as low as possible with the rest of them.
So that's a Carolina rare tight end?
Yes, it is.
Okay, now which is the worst defense and special teams that you got here?
Okay, so the worst one, I'm going to lock it in, is Houston. They're going up against Baltimore. They're looking at 4 points. So not only are they going to be giving up the ball quite a bit, but they're not going to be on offense a lot. I think Baltimore is going to control it with a run game as soon as they get up, and they're not even going to give them a chance. They're just going to keep running it, and I think that run game is going to be successful.
All right, now, briefly, Corey B. Elite says, "Good evening, fellas. Good evening, Corey B. Nice to see you in here, brother." Okay, so before we go and do my 2 lineups, let's briefly explain to the wonderful folks who are tuning in how they can use the free starter pack in the description in these tournaments and also potentially make money.
So there's a very good chance you can make money off the starter pack because while there's a lot of lineups being pushed in week 1, there's not a lot of people that have been able to buy cards yet. So while I've been trading for some good cards, you won't see a lot of lineups like mine that are kind of juggernaut week one because there's not going to be a lot of people that have traded up every card like I have. I've been wheeling and dealing quite a bit.
I could tell.
So you have those 5 cards you get. You can see if you get good cards, then go with the main event. If you don't get such great cards, go with the low ball. If you've got something in between, you've got the Island of Misfits, which allow you to put the tight end and defense together. But let's say you get a good running back and wide receiver core. Then you have the side hustle that allows you to put in any 2 combination cards. You can put in a defense QB, you can put in a wide receiver running back, but they can't be the same. So you can't have wide receiver.
Okay, gotcha. FF Nonsense says Corey be in the building. So if it's all the same to you, are we? Is it okay that we take a moment to? Because I need your help. Okay, I need you to help me set up my main event, and I need your help to set up my low ball. Okay, because
I would want nothing more.
Okay, I appreciate you. So I'm going to pull up my screen here. Let's go. All right. So I go to lobby. All right, and you said the IOMF, the what
Island of Misfits.
Island of Misfits. Interesting name. That's tight end and defense and special teams, right?
Correct.
And then the side hustle is any 2 positional combinations, quarterback included?
Quarterback included.
Interesting. Okay. So should I start with my low ball or should I start with my main event?
The money's in the main event, but if you've got a better low ball team, go with low ball.
Okay. And I agree with Fantasy Football Nonsense. He says none better than the Ashenone1. I would say none's better than the Ashenone1 unless we get an FF Fantasy Football Nonsense Ashenone1 Big Draft Energy Disco combo going on. Talking just fantasy football. Doesn't have to be TOC, but I love TOC. Okay. So let's go with the money. Let's go with the main event. All right. I'm ready here. Okay. So my rare quarterback. So I have 2 rare defense and special teams. One of them is absolutely atrocious, so I'm excited to use it for the low ball. Okay. But I have one that's somewhat mediocre, which is the LA Rams. So I think I'm going to use the LA Rams defense special teams as my rare, and I might go with a joker quarterback.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I really like the matchup that Baltimore has against Houston simply because Lamar Jackson should be spectacular and just rip them apart. If you were to go any other way other than Lamar, who would it be?
So if I had a choice, I would definitely wait until after the Thursday game to lock this in. See what Mahomes does. If he throws up 30-plus points, go with Mahomes. If he doesn't, I think then you go with Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, pair it up with a good game against Houston, and I think he's bound to get over 25 points. So unless you can guarantee yourself those points, I think it's a good option.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Baltimore. I'm happy with Baltimore. I'm gonna go with Baltimore. Okay.
You got to set it at the bottom.
Okay, my bad. I'm new to this.
Nope. I did the same thing my first time.
Select Baltimore. Okay, that's my quarterback. All right, running back situation. I got Cincinnati, the Bengals against Cleveland. I have 2 Jacksonville Jaguars running backs, and I have 1 Buffalo Bills running backs. I believe the New York Jets have a very tough run D. I feel like the Cleveland run defense is the weakest of them all. And I feel like Indianapolis is somewhat middle of the pack. I'm not expecting Indianapolis's rush defense to be exposed. I like, and projection-wise, it says 27.11 points for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think I'm safe to go with that, right?
Yes. The only part I don't like is Mixon is a one-man show there. He's going to get the bulk of the carries. He's the bulk of it. So with Jacksonville, you've got Tank Bigsby and you've got ETN. So I think you've got 2 good options, but I would go with the projection and go with Cincinnati. I think they've got a better chance of scoring.
Good call. Okay, so wide receivers, we got 2 spectacular wide receiver groups. We got the Miami wide receivers who are projected 37.44. And then we got San Francisco with a very low projection at 29.2. And then we also have Green Bay and Las Vegas wide receivers. If you had to pick one, would you go with a high projection here?
Oh yeah, because there's a chance that one of them gets that.
Okay. Now here's the kicker. Okay. I got the Buffalo tight end group, which is a spectacular tight end group, and I have the New England tight end group, which is also spectacular tight end group. I have the Joker tight end, but I can't use it here, so I was hoping to use it elsewhere in one of the other tournaments. And then I have the Jets tight end group, which I'm very excited to use in the low ball.
Yes.
And obviously I have a Joker tight end, but since we already used the Joker QB, we can't use another Joker. If you had to pick between New England tight ends against Philadelphia or Buffalo tight ends against the New York Jets, who would you go with?
Getsky is not at 100%, so I would go with Buffalo. Go with the healthy duo.
Okay, and I have to use the LA Rams defense and special teams because it's my rare.
Which theirs is a good defense. I mean, you have to imagine their defense is invested in one of the most expensive defense in the league.
Fair. And in terms of serial numbers, I'm not doing good. I'm not doing good in serial numbers here. But
you've got a unique.
Okay.
And that's good too.
Okay. So we'll go with that. View lobby. Let's go to the low ball. All right. Talk to me here. Now, the low ball I like because I have either Mac Jones against Philly, which should be atrocious, or Arizona against Washington, which should be even worse.
I think you're going to go with the even worse. I think that's a pretty hands down.
Okay, now here's my kerfuffle. Okay, I got Buffalo, who even though I'm not projecting them to score a lot of fantasy points, I am expecting Damian Harris to get into the end zone.
Yes.
Who do I go with here? It's Jacksonville, or Buffalo. Who do I go with here?
I don't think you go with Jacksonville. Let me say that.
Okay, noted. Wide receiver group, I could either go with the Cheeseheads against Chicago, or I could go with Las Vegas against Denver. I feel like Denver's got a stout passing defense.
Yes.
Okay. And even though they're projected the highest out of all the receivers, okay. Now, I'm not going to use a joker here. I'm going to go with the New York Jets.
I think that's smart.
Tight end group. And then I'm going to use my rare Arizona Cardinals defense and special teams.
I think that's a great lineup.
And I got a lot of low cereals here.
Now, I think if you were to want to be competitive, you would look at exchanging your
what up, Antonio?
Your running back and your wide receiver. And I think you already have 3 cards that are set up in an every week low ball tournament.
Okay. So I'm going to save this lineup. I'm going to see how it goes.
Yep.
All right. Submit 0 gold. Fantasy Football Nonsense says Arizona defense golden ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kobe and the Cow Dog says, how much can you win from the main and low ball this upcoming week?
That's a great question. Great question. And that's not been answered yet. So it depends on how many packs have been sold.
So home, where's the buy packs?
Yes, you can click on buy packs without buying them. So 41 more until they add $200,000. So $20,000 more will be added once I buy approximately 9 and everybody else buys the other 30.
You planning on buying another 9?
No, not today.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so here's my plan, okay? Because I do have 2 spectacular jokers. My plan is I want to see what the marketplace looks like. And once I see what the marketplace looks like, maybe I sell my jokers and try to get some new packs so I can get some unique correlation elsewhere. What do you think?
I think that's the question that's been burdening me all day is do I save these jokers or do I go for a week 1 lineup that could win? So I met in the middle and I used my 2 jokers to trade away to get some week 1 lineup, spectacular lineups. But then I also kept 2 just in case that they are that valuable that I can still sell them to get even more or to, make profit, which is what we're aiming to do. So pulling a joker could be profitable in and of itself, but you can also use it to win your lineups. So you've got to weigh that concept of, are you looking to win tournaments or are you looking to sell the cards and make your profit? I think both ways are viable.
I think there's a happy median. I think there could be a very happy median where you could sell some jokers, make a profit, and also be able to buy more cards so you could potentially make a profit moving forward. Now, had the marketplace been open, you would have been killing it because you had how many KC tight ends?
I had 3 at one point.
You had 3 KC tight ends at what point? You would have been able to flip all of them and then walk away like you literally went from like the main event tight end to the low ball tight end in the matter of one practice. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels good. I've gotten lucky. I've talked to some of the Jolly Joker Sports Society people. Great group of, they're like the Disco Ballers. They are such a welcoming committee. So if you know Disco Nation, Jolly Jokers, they're just as nice. It's so welcoming. And I've been meeting with a few of them, and they've really been kind of giving me the lowdown. And sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I forget where I was going with that. I got excited about the Jolly Joker Society.
How you went from like the absolute best tight end group to potentially the low ball tight end group?
Got so lucky. And so I was meeting with some of them, and somebody's pulled 300 cards and says that my setup is better than theirs at only 50. So it's very, very much based on luck, but you also have to invest a little money to get the lineups. So once you've invested a little bit in, and you've already got a lineup that's very viable for week 1 in the main event, and you've got a pretty low one, but you need a little tweaking to make it really low. So maybe another 3 packs get you trade values, and then you're competing in both. So 5 or 6 packs make you competitive at the main events. I don't think that's a bad if your return on investment is a few thousand per tournament.
There you go. Okay. Kobe and the Cow Dog says, if someone has a free pack, is there a contest that they can enter? So let me pull my screen up like this. Perfect. So yeah, talk to us. What are the 2 contests that people can enter with their free starter packs that they can claim in the YouTube description down below?
Yes, and I opened mine. I got Kansas City, so definitely open those starter packs. They're not like just free starter packs with low cards. You can get viable cards from them, but you can enter them in the side hustle and into the Island of Misfits. So both of those are very good tournaments to be in because they're going to pay out a few $100s to first place, most likely, if not $100 ish to first place. So most of the tournament money, most of the money that goes into it goes to the main, but these extra tournaments, especially for free, are not bad to win some gold back.
There you go. So the side hustle is any 2 positional combinations, and you can utilize your free packs in the side hustle for any 2 positional combinations. And then the Island of Misfits is tight ends and defense and special teams only, correct?
Correct.
So I should probably go with my Buffalo defense and special teams, and then whatever tight end I want with my Joker tight end, right?
Yes, and you still have that very optional New England tight end group that you didn't use earlier. That's if you wanted to save your tight end for something else, you do still have the New England, which is very good.
I like how you think. I like how you think. All right. Well, oh shit! Okay, there he is. Okay. Well, I love talking TOC. Every Tuesday, you can find myself and Ashenone1 talking TOC Fantasy Strategy. In about 7 minutes, we're going to be back on together, queuing up for a Drafters 2 million. And this is a very special Drafters 2 million for my man Ashenone1. You are going to max this joint out.
Yes, I think I'm like 4 away, but this will be my last one. I'm investing in TOC at this point. I want some money towards the trades, towards the everything else. So I think that's where my money is going to go for the foreseeable future.
Fair enough. So you are all in on TOC right now.
Oh yes, I think that it's this early to be in on it is smart because you're getting in on the ground floor of something that's going to blow up, and you're already seeing returns, and it's only going to get better.
Amazing. Okay. Well, shout out to all of you guys. Just like the next live video, it's got the Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. We're going to be in there in no time. We'll let you guys know when to queue up in the Discord. Give us about 6 minutes. I probably got to go tinkle, and we'll see you guys in a bit. All right. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Love it.